She's out of sorts over his choice in sports.
It is WWF.
And she's weird about his beard.
It's his goatee. It's got to go.
But his blind date had no trouble with a bit of stubble.
I think it's sexy.
And she enjoys fights between men in tights.
I think wrestling's great. Go WWF.
After she starts raving about a blind date who's clean-shaven.
I loved not having the goatee. It's what a man looks like, not a boy trying to grow his first facial hair.
Will they have a change of heart?
I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. This is a show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new, so let's meet our couple. Now, the first time that she saw him, she thought he wasn't her type. Well, he knew she'd be a challenge, so he convinced her to help him do his Christmas shopping. And faster than you could hang up the mistletoe, he won her over. Now they've been shopping together for the past few months. Please welcome Mark Grischbach and Amy Yostock. Welcome. Now, you guys are here because you felt maybe you almost shopped till you dropped. But let's go back to the beginning, Mark, and tell me something about Amy, like the most unique thing or what stands out.
Well, probably the best thing about her is her job. She works at Victoria's Secret, so she has a lot of product at home. I think she probably has about 65, 70 different pairs of bras and panties. And seeing that kind of stuff on her.
Nice little fringe benefit.
She's looking really good at that stuff. She walks around and it's looking really good.
Now, Amy, how was it that you fell for Mark, even though you know he's not typically your type?
He's really not my type, but he's like the sweetest guy in the world. He just remembers really little things. On Valentine's Day, he showed up with a dozen tulips, and those just happen to be my favorite flowers. He remembered that all on his own, so I was very impressed with him. He's really wonderful.
So you win big points that way.
Very big
Okay,
points.
Mark, you mentioned the lingerie collection. That's got to be a big plus in the romance department, I think.
Well, you'd think so, but sometimes when I'm with her, it's like touching a corpse.
A corpse?
Really, it's like touching a corpse.
We're laying there, I come up behind her, I put my arm around her, try to touch her, and she just lays there. She's more of a taker, and I'm more of a giver. She just takes a lot.
No, that's because you like getting intimate when our roommates are in the room with us, and that's not appropriate.
Now, Amy, something about Mark that ruins the mood besides the fact that he wants to do it in front of the roommates?
Yeah, there is. It's his goatee. It's got to go. It's ugly. It's
Come
scruffy.
on.
He does not keep it up. It's irritating. It scratches me.
Now, I had this when she knew me.
No,
I've had this
I do
for
not
4
like
years.
It. I don't care. It's disgusting.
It's
and not
anywhere.
even that, but we'll be together. We'll be watching a romantic movie. It'll be going on, and all of a sudden we start biting the fingernails.
Well,
all you can hear is click, click, click.
Everybody has their bad habits. That's
ruins
Okay,
my
well, we'll
mood.
give you a
It's a
fair
bad
shot,
habit,
Mark.
but, you know.
What does Amy do that turns you off?
Well, mainly she acts like a bitch. She thinks she's better than everybody. She thinks she's better when it's that time of the month.
I'm a bitch now.
Which is having that time of the month.
Really? And when am
she
I a
is
bitch?
moody. She's really moody.
Okay.
And
You know, maybe I
cannot
wouldn't act like such a bitch if when we were out at the bar and your ex-girlfriend calls me a bitch, you'd go up and defend me. But instead I have
Mark,
to
you gotta have her back on that
Oh
one.
yeah, she thinks she's
defend
better than
myself.
everybody. She's snobby.
No,
she
you
thinks
don't
she's better than
defend me,
everyone.
so I have to go and defend myself.
All right, Amy, let's move it along, and let's talk about Mark's favorite activity.
Oh my gosh, it is WWF. Sunday night, Monday night, we're watching wrestling. It's
Wrestling,
disgusting and it irritates me. And then we're out at the bar and we have to
now, come
mimic
on.
what the wrestlers
Exactly.
do.
Everybody watches wrestling.
No, it's irritating.
Wait, who's your
It's
best impression?
embarrassing.
Oh, Generation X. That's
yeah.
my boys.
He has the T-shirt. He wears it out. He does this. Suck
Everybody
it
loves
thing.
it. It's great. It's great. Exactly.
I'm
It's a guy so popular.
All right, Mark, what about Amy? Anything that she's obsessed with like your passion for wrestling?
She has this crazy habit that everywhere she goes, she has to be like Mega Maid. She has to fold everything she sees. She's
Because
over at my
he is
house.
a slob. There's
She's
things
like,
laying all over. You
fold
can't
this,
find any
fold
place
that.
to sit.
You called her.
pick up
You
after
called her
yourself.
Mega
Mega
Maid.
Maid. She's folding everything. You come home, the bed's made, the sheets are folded, this
You
is
have
folded.
such a problem that your apartment's clean.
Yeah,
now.
that's
well, I
kind of
already
a
have
nice
one
thing.
mother, I don't need another
All right,
one.
Amy, when Mark loses his cool, what is it that sets him off?
He is very competitive. He cannot lose at all. I beat him
Definitely
at bowling.
not. She doesn't- she
He
beat
did
me
not
one
talk to
time.
me.
One
Yeah,
time
I
she
beat him
beat
one
me.
time and he didn't talk to me for a week.
Dude, she outbowled you?
Yeah.
One
Now,
time,
Amy,
man.
what do you think you're going to learn by coming on the show and going on these dates?
Well, I think we're going to learn whether or not we should really be together. Mark, I think, really wants to be more exclusive, and I'm not sure if that's where we need to go with this. So I think.
Wow, so that's what we're going to find out. All right, Mark can't wait to find out what happens. Neither can we. It seems obviously, though, that Mark and Amy have some problems to work out. Now, when we come back, we're going to meet the people that they dated, and we'll find out if they're going to stay together or have a change of heart. Welcome back. We're here with Mark and Amy. Now, Mark isn't too happy these days with Amy. He says that she acts mean in public, like an obsessive-compulsive at home, and like the living dead in the bedroom. So we set him up with a fun-loving woman whose only compulsion is her showering her guy with affection. Please welcome Trenny Kusnerick.
Hey, Mark.
Welcome. So, Amy, what do you think?
Well, Mark thinks I am a corpse. She looks like a corpse.
I'm too dignified to even respond to that.
Okay. Let's get Mark's reaction to this. When you first saw Trenny, were you surprised? What'd you think?
No, actually, I had seen her a few times around town, and I was always thinking that she was really nice looking. And when I heard that that was my blind date, I was really excited to go out with her.
And Mark, what is it about Trenny that you find so attractive?
Well, take a look at her. I mean, she's gorgeous. She's got a great smile. She's got a really nice personality. She's really a lot of fun to be with.
Okay. And Trenny, we heard Amy talking about Mark's goatee. She thinks it's all too scruffy and she hates it. What do you think?
No way, I think it's sexy. I think it's nice that it runs on your face. And he's got those little dimples that kind of go
Wait
with.
till it's rubbing up against you, scratching you, leaves marks all over your face. Not sexy
Doesn't
at all.
bother me.
Okay. So, Mark, when you're talking to Trenny, you guys knew you were going to go out. Did you give her any kind of helpful hints or instructions about what to wear?
No, actually, I told her it was going to be a casual date, and when I went and pick her up, she was wearing just blue jeans and a really nice shirt, and that was one of the really nice, refreshing things about her is that she looked really good. She didn't have to get all dressed up. She looked good no matter what.
Thank you.
Really down to earth.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And Trenny, for your date, anything out of the ordinary that Mark did?
Yeah, it was really cool. He brought this camera with, so everywhere we went, he took pictures.
You took pictures?
Yeah.
You've never taken pictures of me.
Something new.
So you're documenting the entire date?
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do.
It was really fun. It was really sweet.
And Mark, what are some of those specific things that you took pictures of?
Well, we went to an Italian restaurant for dinner, and I took pictures of Trenny and I at the table, and I had our waitress come over and take pictures of us. And
She was cool.
Yeah, the waitress got into it. We were taking pictures together. I don't think Amy would have been as happy to do that, or she'd have been a little more embarrassed to do that.
I wouldn't have been embarrassed. You've never done it for me. How would you?
Amy, you would have enjoyed it, though?
I would have. He's never done it for me. He doesn't
Something
know.
different? All right, Mark, as far as their personalities go, who has the nicest personality?
Well, Trini's not so bitchy, so I'd have to say Trini is. She doesn't think of herself above other people.
Why don't we wait till Trini meets your ex-girlfriends and they call her a bitch?
I think she'd be able to handle that.
See if the tune changes then, is what Amy's saying. Okay, now Trenny, Amy was complaining about Mark's obsessiveness about wrestling when it comes to that. Did you experience it? Did you hate it? Do you know anything about it?
I love sports. I love sports, and I think wrestling's great. Guys out there pushing each other around, throwing each other around. It was great. We got to talk about it a lot. Sports. It was great.
All right. And Mark, did you cater to the fact that she actually appreciated sports?
Actually, I did. I got us some tickets to a basketball game. I got us first row tickets. So we went to the game, and Trenny was really excited to go to the game. So
I'm surprised you didn't take her to wrestling.
Amy's not
I would have gone. I would have gone in a heartbeat. Go WWF.
So there you go. Now, Mark, sports can be fun, but I don't know that I'd call it the most romantic date.
Yeah, you wouldn't think of it as a romantic date, but when we were at the game, she was getting into the game. She was yelling, she was screaming. She was up out of her seat, so it was kind of a turn on to see her get into sports as much as me. It was really cool.
So, Amy, maybe if you got into it a little bit more, you can see it really is a turn on then.
Maybe if you'd asked me. You've never even asked me to do anything like that.
I didn't think you'd be interested in anything like that. Come on.
All right, Trenny, we heard earlier how competitive Mark is. What about you?
Oh, I'm really competitive. And I think competition drives two people to be better. So maybe if we're competitive, we're a better little match for each other.
So, Mark, you're hanging out, you're going to the game, you're having some conversation. Anything besides sports that you talked about?
Well, she had just gotten back from spring break, so she was telling me stories about her going out and partying with her friends and things. And then she told me this story about she had seen a wet T-shirt contest and all the crazy things she saw while she was at the show. And then I got to thinking, I wonder what she looks like in a wet T-shirt.
All right, Mark, let's just say, for example, we had a wet t-shirt contest here between the two of them. Who would win?
Well, Amy's great, but I think Trenny would win.
Give me a t-shirt.
Now, Mark, let me ask you this about Trenny. Do you think she's as compulsive, obsessive as you said Amy was?
No, I don't think she's that, but I think that Trenny, she's really fun to be around, but she likes to party a lot. She's like out drinking a lot, partying with her friends, and
college.
it's fun to do, but I don't think I'm up to that, so I think like Amy's a little more mature in that regard.
I'm mature. I just like to go out and have a good time.
I know.
Now, Trenny, you weren't partying until dawn, were you?
No, Mark was a perfect gentleman. You know, as soon as I got kind of late, he took me home, gave me a nice hug, good night. It was perfect. It was the best blind date I've ever been on.
Mark, overall, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like the two of you hit it off pretty well.
Yeah, we had a really good time, and I had taken that camera along, so I had taken a lot of pictures of the date, and I put together a little photo album here. And here's the album, and I wanted to give it to her to remember our date and remember the good time that we had together.
They got the Change of Heart logo on there and everything. Now, Amy, you gotta admit, that's kind of sweet. Yeah. I can see she's real impressed. All right, was a romantic Italian dinner and thoughts of his date in a wet t-shirt contest enough to give Mark a change of heart? We're going to find out later. Next, though, we get to meet the man that Amy dated, and we'll hear all about that date next. Just heard what happened on Mark's date with Trenny, and now we're going to meet the man that Amy dated. Amy says that Mark needs to change his image. He's got to stop obsessing over professional wrestling, stop pouting around when he loses, and stop growing his mangy goatee. So we set her up with an upscale doctor who knows how to sweep his scarlet off her feet. Please welcome Rhett Silver. Hi, Rhett. How are you, sir? Mark, what do you say? Do you think Rhett looks mangy to you?
It looks kind of preppy yuppie to me.
Amy, talk to us about your date. How did you get prepared to go out with Rhett?
Oh my gosh, it was a huge thing all week long at my store. All the girls were in a buzz. Everyone went shopping all week. We were trying to come up with the perfect outfit to impress Rhett for them.
Because, yeah, it's all about what you dress. It's all about how you look.
So, Rhett, tell us about the dress that she was wearing when you met.
Amy opened the door and she looked fabulous. The only thing I told her about the date was that she should dress nicely, and she definitely played the part. She looked very classy, and she was stunning.
Yeah. Okay. So she's dressed really nice. Rhett, I'm assuming that you took her somewhere she could really show this dress off.
Definitely. I had a whole evening of surprises planned for her.
And Amy, it started where?
It started right when I opened the door. He had a great bouquet of tulips waiting for me.
Oh, tulips. How original.
Yeah, we've heard that was her
They're
favorite.
my favorites, so that's all that matters.
Real
It was
original.
great. Yeah.
And Amy, how about the fact that no goatee? What was that like? Were you happy?
I loved not having the gotie. It just
Yeah, he
looks
looks like
so...
he's about 12.
No, he looks great. I think he looks
Looks like he
really
gets carded
classy. This is
everywhere
what
he
a man
goes.
looks like, not the first boy trying to grow his first facial hair.
Yeah,
All right, Rhett, you said you had some surprises. Flowers are pretty typical, I must say. You had something else more unique planned?
Yep, lots of things throughout the night, including I had a karaoke song prepared for her that they used the song Amy, and that's about all I knew about Amy before we met, so it was based on that song, and I sang it to her at a party during that night.
And Amy, were you impressed by this?
I was so impressed. No one has ever done anything. I mean, it was
What
a
do you mean
song
I
written
sing- what?
for me. It was a song written
I
for
sing all the
me.
time at karaoke,
Completely
so-
about me. It had the Change of Heart theme in it.
Oh,
and
really?
The Amy song. Mark would never do anything like that.
Well, see, Mark, the difference
Mark's not
is it wasn't
creative
just
enough to do
singing
anything like
karaoke. He
that.
created his
He
own
made the
little
own
thing
song.
there.
Mark's
Yeah,
not
you got
that
cheesy
creative.
on her, yeah.
Okay, so
Mark's not that creative.
what was the next surprise, Rhett?
We went out to dinner at the nicest, most exclusive place in town. It's only about one room, and it had 15 tables in it, and I really wanted to impress Amy. So we went
And
there
Amy, this is the
initially.
kind of places you like to hang out?
It was the kind of place I thought I'd want to visit. It was a little too stuffy for me. It wasn't necessarily that comfortable in that environment, but it was very exclusive and very
A little pretentious? Okay,
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
she's kind of snobby,
Rhett,
so it works.
It was
Rhett,
very nice.
that's only one strike so far. How about the next surprise? Hit or miss?
Well, I wanted to show Amy that I was versatile on the date. So we went from the nicest place in town to the most comfortable favorite pub of mine just to have a couple beers and have some good conversation.
And Amy, was that good? Were you comfortable at the bar?
It was great. There was a lot more action. It was much more up to my speed, and I had another really great surprise there. The waitress brought over us drinks in a mug that Rhett had made specially for me.
Oh, this mug?
In this pub, there are mugs.
Hey, can we show it to him? Look at that. Look, it's got your name on it. It's got the little change of hearts. Little
Did you make that in
smiley
third grade
faces.
shop class? Or don't you make that in shop class when you're in high school?
It was really sweet. It was
come
like
on.
the sweetest thing in the world.
It's like what you do in third
and again,
grade.
see, Mark would never do anything like that.
Look at Mark
Never
bagging
do
on his
anything.
artwork.
does.
Now, Amy, Rhett wasn't all into wrestling or anything, was he?
No, not at all. He's way too high class for that.
I got two words for that. Suck it.
Amy, so were there any more tricks from Rhett for the date?
There were a few more tricks from Rhett. We were gonna go. He was gonna take me to go swing dancing, and we showed up. It was an empty ballroom.
Good preparation.
Actually, it was great preparation because the band had canceled, and Rhett, being the great date that he is, had a backup plan. So the date just kept on
I wouldn't need a
going.
backup plan. My original plan
No,
would have
Mark
worked.
doesn't have backup. Mark needs a lot of guidance, and if that would have happened with me and Mark, he would have looked at me and go, "Well, what do you want to do now?" And
All right, Amy,
Rhett
let's
was
talk about the other things with Rhett as far as being a first-class guy. What other ways made him stand
He
out?
was really great. He always offered his arm for me when we were walking.
Oh, I never do that.
No, you never do. And he always opened the door for me. I never had to wait for anything.
Mark did that for
and
me all
Mark
the time.
always has to be reminded. He
Good.
never just
You get
doesn't-
Mark's
Not on
arm
my
if
day,
you're in
yeah.
a headlock or something.
Yeah.
Rhett, sounds like things are going pretty good here.
Yeah, the date was great. We had a great time. We had no problem talking to each other throughout the night. We really connected right away. It was very easy.
So you could feel the vibe. And then when you got to the end of the date, how did things wrap up?
Well, it got to be 2 o'clock in the morning, and everything in town was closing.
2 o'clock in the
so
morning?
even though- We
Yeah, it
still
was a
wanted to
great
stay
date.
out and do some stuff, but we didn't have any options left since everything was closing down. So I took her home and walked her upstairs to her place and gave her a big hug goodnight. Didn't want the date to end, but we had a great
All
time.
right, and Amy, overall, was Rhett a better date than Mark?
He is a much better date than Mark. There are a few things that Mark could learn from Rhett, and there's probably a few more things that I'd like to learn from Rhett.
All right, well, we'll see if that happens. Well, Amy and Mark have a change of heart. During the break, they're going to make that decision. We're going to find out what they decided when we come back. But before we go to break, let's just hear a little bit of Rhett's karaoke song that he actually wrote for Amy. So, Rhett, sir, if you would.
Amy, what's it gonna be? Will you have dinner with me? Cork some wine and then swing dance until 3. Amy, what's it gonna be? Will you have a change of heart and then go with me? We will see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a big moment of truth because during the break, Mark and Amy each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together or have they had a change of heart? Now, you guys came on the show to learn about your relationship and see where it's going and wanted to know if it should go to the next level and make it more serious. Mark, we're going to start with you, though. You said you wanted to date somebody that was less corpse-like in the romance department. Somebody wasn't obsessive-compulsive and, of course, less bitchy. So, we hooked you up with Trenny, and you hadn't met her before, but you had seen her around town, I guess. So you were excited about that. On the date, you were taking pictures about everything. You made her a picture book. She was sweet and outgoing. You guys had a really good time at the basketball game. You thought maybe she might be a bit of a party girl, but overall, you thought it was okay. What's your decision, Mark?
Well, Amy, we've been going out 3-4 months now, and you can be really bitchy. And Trenny was great to be out with. She was a lot of fun. She was really easy to talk to. But I think that we have something special. I think we can work it out, and I want to stay together.
Mark wants to stay together. Okay, Trenny, sorry things didn't work out for you. Now, Amy, we're going to get your decision. You said you want somebody that wasn't going to be obsessed with wrestling like Mark is. No goatee because you thought that was annoying. And wasn't a sore loser in the competitive department. So there you were with Rhett. Now, of all the things you got, a night of surprises. The tulips, the dinner, the mug, classy, the pub, and of course he blew everybody away with the big karaoke number. See? Mark does say he wants to stay together. Amy, what's your decision?
Well, Mark, we definitely have our problems, and Rhett is like the perfect date. He gave me everything that I wanted in a date, and it's everything that I thought I wanted, but I really like everything I have with you, so I'm going to stay together.
Stay together. Rhett, sorry things didn't work out for you. And you know, Amy and Mark, hopefully by coming on the show, you know you did learn some things and you can take it to that next level and really enjoy yourself. So good luck with that. That is our show for today. Thanks to Trenny and Rhett, and good luck to Mark and Amy. We'll see you next time on Change of Heart.